Why do I keep attracting the wrong types of people? It's a question that I used to ask myself, and I want to tell you a story. Back in 2009, I was pretty lost romantically and sexually. I didn't know what I needed, I didn't know what I wanted, and I was definitely attracting the wrong types of people. Or was I? I was driving back one day in my car and I looked up and I said, please bring a beautiful brunette into my life. I promise I'll start behaving myself. And I lived in a private gated mews, and 2 doors down, this house had been vacant for a few months. And a few days later, 4 brunettes moved into this house, and I looked up, thank you, it must be one of them. And I was looking out the window and I could see 3 of the brunettes, but I knew it wasn't one of those. And so I went over and knocked on the door, hoping that the 4th brunette would answer, and she didn't. And I was kind of looking over the shoulder and chatting and letting them know when the binman came. And then I said, why don't I come over and cook you dinner? They said, oh, that's very nice of you. And I was like, well, you know, of course, it's what I do as neighbourly love to anyone that moves into the area, which wasn't true. So I cooked my signature chocolate brownies, and I went over and I was really nervous, and I rang on the door, and the 4th brunette answered the door. And it was love at first sight. I was obsessed, in fact. And it was the first relationship that I was in where I really just didn't look at any other person. I really believed that this was the one for me. And I pursued her and wooed her, and about 3 months after that, she decided to go on a date. And we went out for a few months, but not long after we started dating, she broke up with me for the first time, and I was heartbroken. I did not understand. I was convinced that this was the relationship for me. And so I pursued her again, and she took me back, but that didn't last very long. And she ended up breaking up with me 3 times in a year, and I was heartbroken, and I couldn't get over it. I couldn't let go. I didn't understand. So I went to a spiritual advisor of mine at the time, and he listened to the story that I am telling you, and he said, Tim, you know, have you ever considered that this isn't the brunette for you? And I was a bit shocked and hurt and offended at what he said. And I said, well, what do you mean? He said, Tim, with all due respect, you're not ready for that person to come into your life. If they came into your life now, they would run a mile. This brunette has come into your life to teach you and prepare you for the relationship that you deserve and that you need. I'm now in that relationship. I met my human, and the relationship that I have now is far beyond my expectations. And I went through a manifestation process, and I made lists and really got a deep level of understanding around what my needs are in life and my needs are in relationship, and also how to express them, which is really important. I knew back then that I wasn't really in a place to give love on an intimate level or receive it. And so I was aligning myself with people that were mirroring me in terms of where I was at. So I wasn't really attracting people. I was aligning myself with those types of people. So in answer to the question, why do you keep attracting a certain type of person? I'm going to ask you to start considering what you need and what you want and where you are at right now. And if you're capable of receiving the love that you want and giving it. And really looking on a deeper level around what your needs are on a granular level, on a micro level. And blue sky is the limit. And start writing them down and get really clear, and then start asking for those needs to be met. Because life won't meet your needs if you don't know what they are and you don't know how to ask for them. Feel free to comment below. I hope this video was helpful, and thanks for listening.